Yeah, so here we go again. I've been really rather ill for the past 7 days. Well, 8 days now actually. It's Saturday evening currently. Um, this to the point where my watch noticed a trend in me walking less. Been ill from work. I did leave my flat today. Yesterday I went to the mailbox, and on Thursday I did go to the doctors, and beside that I didn't leave my flat, and most of the time not my bed. Um, we got a little, hopefully, quality upgrade for this here, whatever this is. I now got a wireless lav unit, a cheap one, but it do seem to work rather decently. So, yay! I'm not using it at the lav because realistically, it's not actually tuned for that. And as long as it's a mic, it'll be better than it was before. Uh, I've been really low on energy. I guess that come with being ill. I'm fairly confident it's just a cold, but still, like drained most of the time. Though I did decide, like early in the week, I wasn't going to be ill Sunday no more. So tomorrow I'm going to behave as if I weren't ill. Maybe go to bed early, but beside that, fur. And Monday I do intend on going back to work, just because days pass so slowly with being ill. And if I really am too ill for my boss, who I think will have a fairly low bar for being too ill, he can send me home. Like, it's kind of selfish, but I'll be wearing a mask for now at least. For the workshop tomorrow, most certainly. We've got a film workshop, a film club, a directors and actors workshop. I'm looking forward to do some directing. Today I've driven almost 100k, which is way more than I had to. The minimum viable today was just drive to the polar opposite end of town, drop some stuff off for a person that I'd had in my car for a few weeks. That worked out rather well. The way home was a bit more troublesome just because they started blocking off town. I'm assuming because tomorrow people are demonstrating again. I had some weird situations in traffic, but nothing too exceptional. I've come to kind of accept the fact that people don't know how to drive. It's kind of sad, but can't change it. On last session's issue, I have come to a solution, which is I have written a letter. I'm holding it here in my hand. Perhaps with a freeze frame you can read it. There we go. But once I'd written it, I decided it was too good a material for just a letter for just one person. So I'm thinking I might just make a short out of the letter or based on the letter. As voiceover, and for visuals I'd just be experimenting around with some real film. Like try and inverse time for some people like Tenet. Like for me. Have the world revolve backward around me as I'm talking about past and future bends. And seems to work, I guess. I have been shopping today. I hadn't been shopping all week. I did get an Amazon Fresh delivery, which contained like 10 litres of milk and some other stuff. So that's why I haven't been here for a while. Here, literally and figuratively. Literally this road. Figuratively talking to myself. And uploading it on the interwebs for people to see. The cold is also the reason I'm wearing a sweater, because I kind of want to curate it out before I start rocking only t-shirt again. I think I'll manage. And today we aren't just rocking the car light, we're actually rocking a small LED camping light. Though I couldn't have it on daylight, so it's on cold, because on daylight it got a humming. So yeah, coil whine, I guess it's what description of the audio would be. I'm really looking forward to the directing workshop, which is I guess why I decided early in the week I went, could I be ill then no more. I suspect it's completely going to knacker me though. Like, at the end of the day, I'll just go home, go to bed, not take anyone, not offer anyone any rides, just straight to bed. And then Monday I got work. I mean, theoretically, I'm confident my boss would be fine with me being ill longer. But I'd rather go there and be sent home than not go there because I'm selfish, I guess. And time really passes very slowly when you're ill. Like, far. This week felt like 2 weeks. Like, yeah, okay, you can't do anything. But additionally, you ain't got no energy drain, which means you sleep even worse than usual. And it fuck with the circadian rhythm as well, particularly considering it's Berlin winter and I got my windows tinted anyway. Yeah, so that's probably the title of this video. A letter too good for remaining a letter. I guess perhaps that's me being a film student, but also because I think this letter come from deep inside of me, and it's a nice thing. Though I still intend to make some videographic content with it, I might as well paraphrase some of it, read it mostly. Here in this context, right here, hello. So this is me reading. Hey you. I hope this letter has found you well. I fully acknowledge this may be a weird letter to receive, and it being weird of me to write this. Then again, I believe we had previously established my being weird. Though I do not know why I am writing this or will have written this, here is some speculation. As selfish exercise to help my mind comprehend and deal with traumata. If you consider this probable, I would like to ask you to stop reading. To express my gratitude to you for existing in my life. To the subject matter. If I were in the position to afford to fall in love, I'm saying fall in love, to clearly differentiate the romantic high from the compassionate norm, I would have long fallen for you. For reasons I believe you know of, I am not allowing myself to. Who knows? Perhaps no future Bens would allow themselves to fall. Though this is not a conscious effort of disallowment, I believe with you it is as active as a subconscious effort could be. That is to say, though to my understanding not by choice, is energetically expensive. This gives me hope for future Bens in overcoming their past, while simultaneously frightening me for future Ben's safety. The greater the higher potential energy, and falling in love with someone is one hell of a high. But falling hasn't hurt a soul. It suddenly stops. Falling hasn't hurt a soul. It is suddenly stopping falling that does all the harm. This is no way to put any burden on you. Whichever future Ben is up to falling for someone shall take that for themselves. For all I, the Ben writing this, knows, though I deem it unlikely, the Ben sharing the space-time continuum with you, the one reading this, is in love, married, and has a stake in a baker's dozen of their own kids. The above may make you, the one reading this, wonder, how come a Ben temporally significantly closer to me than this author conveyed this letter? Past Ben, the one writing this, was important enough to the Ben temporally significantly closer to you. That is all the reason I can see from this past. Do not be too hard on yourself, for I hope you're doing well. Kind regards, Ben. Dated Ben, because I'm talking about different Bens, and then just signing it Ben would be kind of counterintuitive. Letter N, by the way. It feels weird, this letter, to have written, but I believe it's fucking true. The only thing I changed is crossed out half a line, another to be able to afford, kind of an unnecessary thing. And I redacted their name and replaced it with you. Hey, you. Instead of hey. Redacted name here. Yeah, I'm really hoping this will work out. As a short project, I've found when I'm ill, I've become rather creative. Like, my creative output increases. First off, because I do have time on my hands, a lot of it. And second off, because I have capacity on my mind, a lot of it. Last time I was actually ill was about a year ago with the Rona, and that's when I made Broken, Skies Bleeding, which I have considered using as inspiration for this ill film that I have yet to make, but I have a lot of drive to, which would be Broken. Don't Stop, or something like that, for like falling in love and not stopping, suddenly falling, because that does all the harm. Yeah, it feels kind of weird, but that's how it is, I guess. Oddly enough, because I am a film student, I did try and record it here, but I ain't got the right mindset and my cold's doing me too much, so who knows, I could just be using my reading here for it. I had considered even filming these solo therapies on this, but it's kind of overkill and it's a pain to export the footage to the phone via Wi-Fi. Take for bloody ever, so I think that would make the burden too high for regular solo therapy sessions. And I am doing these not for the purpose of the video, but for the content of the video, which means I'm not going to be recording them on a Sony A7 III anytime soon. Ooh, with variable ND. It's probably not a good idea having cold, but I'll have a vape. Ooh, time for a thumbnail. And vapes seem to work well for thumbnails, so let me do that. That went enough of vape. There we go. One of those will be the thumbnail just because I can. Yeah, I am really kind of worried that Monday or even tomorrow I won't be fit enough to fully function. But the best I can do is hope. And be in denial of being ill, I guess. Because what else is human, you know? And I'll just have to hope I'll manage. Like, if I have to leave work early because I'm not doing it energetically, I'm sure my boss will understand. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about them sending me home. Like, I wouldn't want that to happen because that means my judgment was out of line enough with their judgment that they thought worthy of sending me home, which I wouldn't really want. Like, they have good character judgment, as hopefully anyone in their position should, really, but I think I'll manage. Like, I'll be wearing a sweater, I'll be wearing a mask, at least for tomorrow for the directing workshop, and I might still on Monday, we'll see. I will have to blow my nose more frequently because my production of snot is still way high. But it'll work. The universe works in mysterious ways. Anyways, I hope you got creative juices flowing in you. The greater the higher the potential energy, and falling in love with someone is one hell of a high. But Falling hasn't hurt a soul. It's suddenly stopping that does all the harm. Stay safe. Cheerio.